Evening peeps, evening, welcome back to the channel. So we've got the rerun from last week. So we had a bit of a lobby glitch, or the PlayStation Network had a bit of a glitch and shut everybody down. So the Laguna Seca race round 4 that we were going to race last week, we're going to race this week. It would have been Nordschleife, but obviously that's been delayed for a week. So we're back to Laguna Seca, the Dust Bowl that it is. So we'll quickly work into the lobby. Merch still available, people. T-shirts and stickers. Hit me up at darksmoker@googlemail.com if you want any of those. Yes, let's hope they are Kekwed. Let's hope they are Kekwa this week. You've shortened your name. What's going on? Right, into the stream. So no qualifying this week. We had qualifying last week, so we're going to be using last week's qualifying grid order. We've got Elvio in the house, Gecko Racer, Potter, Mart, Ace Killer, Philo, Brinky, Jambu, Blue Racer, Fat Pickles and Punani. All out, ready to have a race tonight. Let's get ourselves in. Again, no qualifying, so I don't want to miss the start of this race. It's only going to be about 30 seconds, a minute or so before we crack on with the race. Ace Killer, ooh, I thought he was going to take out Elvio then. Speaking of which, Elvio currently leading the championship. Let me do that as well so you can actually hear some stuff. So Elvio leading the championship with 142 points, Gecko Racer in second with 120 points, got Philo in third with 109 points, Blue Racer fourth with 73 points, Potter McPot fifth with 71 points, Ace Killer sixth with 67 points, Fat Pickles Bro in seventh with 48 points. Here we go then, race back to get underway. Mart in eighth with 45 points, Jambu ninth with 32 points. Wait for this race to kick off. I'll not put the nonsense on, so we're going to have to it's going to be a blind start. There we go, the countdown. Elvio on pole then, can he hold it into turn 1? He's got a good start. Gecko Racer also getting a great start straight up the inside. Let me put the nonsense on when they get round turn 1. Great start by Gecko up the inside. Potter McPot having a good start as well. Oh, there's a bit of concertina. Jambu and Mart got a little bit of a love tap off each other. Oh, Elvio's gone off. I'm not sure if there was contact, but he is off circuit in 11th. Right, let me put the nonsense on quickly. Elvio, a lot of work to do then. 2 races, we're back to the sprint race format tonight. So a short race for race 1 into a longer race 2. Gecko Racer then leads the pack. 1.4 seconds ahead of Potter McPot, so having a great start. Potter up into second position in the Nissan. Hard on its tyres, the Nissan Jambu in third with a half a second penalty to lose as we head up towards this corkscrew. Will they all get it right through here at first lap? Easy to get these cars spun around here. Oh, tyres squealing, but it does look like everyone's managed to get through cleanly. Sorry, the camera's jinking around. And Elvio, he's gone deep into that one. He's pushing hard, trying to catch back up. 7.9 seconds down in 11th at the minute. Gecko still with that 1.4. Apologies, it was 1.4. That drops to 1.2. Potter brings that time down. Mart then through into third position. Jambu losing his penalty. Philo also getting through into fourth. Jambu dropping 2 positions there. Ace Killer looking dangerous as well, right behind him. Brinky on his tail as well. Oh, Jambu almost up the inside of Philo through turn 1. Andretti hairpin. Tricks is strong in practice. He might have been strong in practice, but it didn't help him out. He's at the back of the pack at the minute. Jambu having a little look at Philo. Ace Killer having a little look at Jambu though. Jambu's got to be careful. Next, Blue Racer under threat from Brinky as they run up the hill. There has been a position change. Brinky stretches it to the outside of the circuit, allows Blue Racer to come back through. Fat Pickles has now got his nose up the inside as they come into the corkscrew as well. Side by side on the way through there. Brinky just about holds it. Pickles has a little bit of a wobble on the way out, but he holds that as well. Punani then hanging to the back of this pack at the minute, 1.2 seconds back, and Elvio closing that gap back down. Got to be careful of his tyres though. Gecko still comfortably out front. Pot in second. Big gap behind, 2 seconds back to Mart. Also in the Nissan. He's got a little bit of breathing room between himself and Philo at the minute. Philo's got a mirror full of Ace Killer, who's managed to get himself past Jambu. Oh, Jambu through turn 2. He's put the hammer down too early, spun the back end of that Mercedes round, gets it back on circuit, but in 10th. Elvio tricks someone to chase down. I was going to say, I thought I heard the tyres spinning around. It's Punani in the other Mercedes. He's done the same thing through turn 3. Put himself backwards. Now he finds himself at the back of the pack, 2.8 seconds down as well. Everybody having fun here at Laguna Seca then. So where did I get up to with points? Let's just keep some glory shots on race leader Gecko. Where did we get to? Fat Pickles was in 7th with 48 points, Mart was in 8th with 45 points, Jambu was 9th with 32 points, Brinky is in 10th with 30 points, Punani 11th with 26 points, Pilgrim in 12th with 11 points. Not racing this week though, Pilgrim. Gecko pulls that gap open a little bit, 1.4 seconds between himself and Potter. Coming down as well between Potter and Mart. Philo keeping himself in check as well, just 0.7 of a second behind Martin. Tyre wear already starting to show on these GT3 cars. Lap 4 of 15. I think it's a 29 lap second race. Racer then tucked himself under the rear wing of Ace Killer running up the hill. What's happened to Jambu? As Jambu he's down in 9th, still ahead of Elvio Tricks, but only just after his little backwards incident. Under threat from championship leader Elvio at the minute. Punani 6.6 seconds down after he's been backwards on the circuit as well. Randomly through turns 2 and 3, not the corkscrew as usually is expected. Gecko finds a little bit more time, 1.8 seconds now. He's stretching that gap open from Potter. Laguna's always a tricky one, Kekwe, always a tricky one. Then holding that third, still got Philo just in his rear view mirror. Just closing that gap up a little bit. It was about 0.7, it's now 0.5. Philo's still got Ace Killer and Blue Racer behind him though. Not out of attack range just yet, these two. Brinky 1.8 back as well in the Lexus. Started off pretty strong, but lost a couple of positions early on. Not sure whether there was any mistakes, but falling down to 7th. Fat Pickles in 8th. 2 seconds behind Brinky. 3.2 ahead of Elvio. Elvio now got himself past Jambu. Fastest lap as well for Elvio, 120.4. There is Jambu in 10th then. Punani struggling to close that gap back up. It's now 9 seconds between himself and Jambu. Pink Punani wagon rolling round. Gecko crosses the line to start lap 6 then. 2.7 seconds now. Potter struggling to keep with the Mercedes. Keeping himself ahead of Mart though. He's losing a little bit of time. Mart's found a bit of time between himself and Philo here as well. Field just starting to stretch a little bit now then. Philo risking it through there. Keeps himself just under that second mark with Mart in front. Yeah, tough course, Laguna. Tough course. This particular section. Just wants to throw the car left and right and unweights it as you come down the hill as well, which obviously gives you no traction, and you could end up spinning around and all sorts of things, which is quite usual at the corkscrew here at Laguna. Again, everyone seems to be throwing it in the bin at turns 2 and 3. Oof, was that a wobble there from Philo, or was it Base Killer behind? The BMW's got a little bit squirrely. Blue Racer hanging on to the back of these two. Brinky is closing that gap back up though. It's only 1.5 seconds now between himself and Blue Racer. Tyre wear really starting to kick in on these cars now though. Halfway through this race, will we see people pitting, or will we see people absolutely blow these tyres out to avoid that pit stop? Everybody showing big amounts of wear. Oh, Nani almost off around the final corner. Great shot. Fat Pickles has fallen back. He's now 10th. Jambu has got past him. Elbio's got past him. What's happened to Jambu that we've missed? Sorry, the Fat Pickles that we've missed. No damage on his car. Tyre wear catching up with him maybe. Still ahead of Punani. Punani's still struggling here. 15.7 seconds back from Fat Pickles. Mercedes not hooking up here at Laguna Seca. I say that, Gecko races out front and stretching 2.5 seconds. Potter holding that second, Mart still holding third, Philo closing up on him again. Both drivers risking it across the sand there. A lot closer to Mart this time. Let's get ourselves on a little bit of outboard cam. See if it's an overtake. Risking it, dipping those wheels on the sand, boys. There you go. Martin gets a little bit of a wiggle on. Philo gets a little bit of a wiggle on. That gap stretches back up 2.6 of a second. Oof. And again gets a little bit loose on the BMW. Towards this final corner. Philo gets the gap now to 0.4, 0.3 as they hit this final turn. Put him in any position to make a move down towards turn 1. Get a little bit of a toe. He starts to close the gap now. Martin pulls over to that left-hand side. Off any direct attack up the inside. Philo backs off the throttle a little bit early. Martin comes back across the apex, shuts the door for Philo. Still pushing hard here, both drivers. Again, tyre wear starting to play a big part. Oof. That gap yo-yo in between Mart and Philo. Killer falling a little bit further off that fight as well. He's getting a wiggle on the back end of that BMW. Front right in a lot of pain now. Blue Racer closing up behind him. There is championship leader. Ooh, LVO Tricks, Brinky or somebody. Must have been Brinky, I think. Just got it a little bit squirrely out of turn 4, but he's managed to hold on to it. Puts himself under pressure from Jambu though. But I was talking about this man, Elvio Trix. Got it all wrong through turn 1. Again, not sure if there was damage, contact between himself and an other driver. But he ended up in the sand at the back of the pack and has had to fight his way back through. Currently in 7th on lap 9, about to start lap 10. And look at that little squeal line of drivers in front of him. If you can close up on those with the pace he's had and got, he might be able to make his way through that little pack. What have his lap times been? 120s, 121s. Let's have a look at Blue Racer. All 121s, 122s. Same for Ace Killer. Same for Philo. Same for Mark. Pretty much 121s all the way through. Elvio Trix fight then as he looks to close up on these drivers. 1.9 behind Blue Racer at the minute. Again, tyrewear's going to start playing its part. Drivers are still going to be pushing, but they have to remember that these tyres won't grip as well. They might end up throwing themselves off circuit. Still coming down, 1.6 seconds between himself and Blue Racer. Still hitting those 120s as well, Elvio. Come down to 1.2, really pressing in the BMW. A little bit of a slide, Ace Killer under threat here from Blue Racer. To make the move coming out of the final turn, Blue Racer, but Ace Killer I think looked ready for him. Blue Racer had a little look up the inside, but Ace Killer was ready for that as well. Nowhere up the inside either for Blue Racer. Elvio Trix with that little bit of a battle going on has closed that gap down to 0.6 of a second. Killer making a mistake. He's put the wheel on the sand. That's allowed that's allowed Blue Racer through. It's allowed Elvio Trix through as well. It brings Elvio Trix right onto the rear end of Blue Racer. Now then, I think we've got a back marker Punani stuck in the midst of this lot. Yes, we have. Mart under pressure from Philo. Long time coming. I think Philo had always been closing the gap up on Mart. Mart's been driving it pretty well, going very defensive. Punani's off circuit again. Oh, Philo's off circuit as well. Flipping neck. Elvio has a little wobble coming out of there. And that gives Mart the tiniest bit of breathing room. He's now got 0.6 of a second as he comes out that final turn. To lap 12 of 15 then. Racer in 5th, Elvio just 3/4 of a second behind him in 6th. Ace Killer with that mistake in 7th now. Tyre front right absolutely gone. That's what's costing him. Brinky in 8th. Front right's got a tiny sliver of life left on it. He's got Jambu closing back up on him to Tyler. Jambu's got a little bit of life left in his tyres. Be able to make something of those. Running out of laps to do it though. Fat Pickles still got plenty of life left in his tyres, but a long way down at 14.8 seconds. And poor Punani is just making sandcastles in this race by the looks of it. Gecko has absolutely stomped this one. 5.5 seconds out front, even bigger, 5.7. Potter front right absolutely blown out. Mart still hanging on to this one, but not anymore. Philo makes his way through. He has got that little bit of life left in his tyres. Mart got nothing left on the front right. Blue Racer also got a little bit of life left in his tyres, as has Elvio. Mart's going to be under some pressure here. Racers managed to get up the inside out of that final corner. It should be able to hold on to it into turn 1. Elvio's looking for a way through here as well. We might go up the inside of Blue Racer. He thought about it. But he has actually got his nose up the inside of Mart. A little bit of contact. Pushed Mart a little bit wide. Drops into 6th. Elvio 5th. Still not managed to get past Blue Racer yet though. killer, 7th, 2 seconds behind Mart. Big gap back to Brinky, 6.5 seconds, but here comes Jambu looking for that attack. The inside here, he needs to run around the outside into turn 4. It's going to be a tricky move. Oh, a little bit sideways through there for Jambu. Oh, there's contact between the two. There's contact between the two. That's a shame. Brinky doing the right thing, slowing down, allowing Jambu to get back on circuit and catch him back up. That was unfortunate. That was just, again, that's just tyre wear kicking in. A little bit sideways through that corner and just went sideways in front of Brinky. Nothing Brinky could do really, just clipped him and sent him round. So doing the right thing, letting him come back on circuit. Punani's done with this one. He's been in the pits for fresh tyres, in fact. He's still done with this one. Gecko Racer then on to the penultimate lap, 14 of 15. 7.5 seconds over Potter. Philo right on his tail here, though. Again, the Nissan struggling on tyre wear. There's a battle behind. Elvio's up into 4th position. He has got himself past Blue Racer. Way down from Philo. I doubt he very much he'll manage to get 3rd before the end of this race. We have got a lap to go after this one, so anything's possible really. There is only 1.3 seconds and that gap is coming down as well. Great drive by Elvio. Close that gap back up. Brinky's got back past him. Fat Pickles, last man on circuit now then. Punani again pulled out of this race, not having the best results. Gecko Racer then starts his final lap, 7.8 seconds up the road from anybody else. There is Potter McPot. Ooh, could be on here. Lap. Elvio's been driving well. Philo's gone a little bit wide. Has he just done that to get the better run on the corner? Try and get the run on Potter. Potter goes a little bit defensive. Elvio chasing the pair of them down. Just having to coast it through these corners. Falling a little bit further back now. It could be all done and dusted. Potter McPot under some serious pressure though from Philo. Philo looking for a tow up towards the corkscrew. Oh, both drivers running it very wide through there, but keeping it on circuit down towards the corkscrew. Then on board with Elvio sitting in 4th, chasing down 3rd and 2nd. Closes up on the pair of them. Oh, a little wobble from Philo and Elvio there. Final corner to go then. That's going to be all she wrote. Can Potter hang on to it? Gecko's already crossed the line. He's way up the road. We're not even going to watch him. Potter gets a wobble on, but he's going to hold on to 2nd. Philo is going to take 3rd. Gecko is going to take 4th. Great bit of racing there at the end. Blue Racer comes home in 5th position. Mart takes 6th. Ace Killer 7th. Absolutely gone on his BMW. Brinky is going to come home in 8th, quite a way ahead of Jambu in the end. Brinky takes 8th, then Jambu 9th. Fat Pickles comes home for 10th. Poor Punani. 11th, a long way back. Sat the end of this race out. I will put him at the start of the grid for race 2. Again, I think that's a 29 lap race. Let's just have a look. Yes, 29 laps. They start with 70% of fuel for race 2. Random on weather. The only other things is tyres. You must use a set of soft tyres in the race. All tyres are open to use, and you are free to have as many tyres as you like. Gecko then taking the win comfortably in race 1. There are official results. Gecko first, then Potter just hanging on to that second. Philo right behind him for third. Elvio right behind him for fourth. Blue Racer fifth. Mark 6th. Ace Killer 7th. Brinky in 8th. Jambu 9th. Fat Pickles in 10th. And Punani 11th. Yeah, good result by Elvio. Again, getting himself off circuit at turn 1. Again, not sure if there was contact or whether it was just a genuine mistake on his part. Managed to come from the back of the pack in 11th all the way to 4th. So, yeah, good bit of driving from Elvio. Brinky and Jambu just saying neither of them could avoid that incident. Again, there was nothing in it. There was no malice in it. It's just a slight bit of loss of traction on Jambu's part, and he was right in Brinky's way, unfortunately. That's the 5th. Yeah, not bad for Blue Racer either. Could just popping up in the stream chat there. Not bad. So yeah, getting on race 2. Minute break, flipping heck. Yeah, great result from Elvio there, definitely. Again, not taking anything away from Gecko. He managed to get himself out front early on. Well, off the line, really. And just led it all the way through. That obviously puts him at the back of the pack for race 2. So we'll see how it goes. Blue Racer, you'll be smack bang in the middle. So I think it's a mid-season break next week. I think it was... obviously, we were meant to have the mid-season break after Nordschleife. This week was meant to be Nordschleife, but we've had to rerun Laguna Seca because the lobbies crashed last week. PlayStation decided nobody was going to race. So nobody could get into a lobby, chats weren't working, all sorts of stuff. So race 2 again from Laguna Seca. 29 laps, which will certainly mean a pit stop, looking at they've just done 15 laps and been blowing out sets of tyres at about lap 7, lap 8. We'll see what people's strategies are for race 2. Could be people opting for medium tyres, try and make them run longer. So they only start with 70% of fuel. I don't know what that's like in terms of how long it takes to burn that off compared to a set of tyres. Does that last the same amount as a set of softs or a set of mediums, or could you go a full set of hards on that tank? I don't know. So we have got some drivers out on track, I can hear. Blue Racer, what's he playing with tyres wise? So he's on the softs. A couple of drivers are just coming out of the pits to actually get some little practice laps in. Possibly opting for different tyre choices. We'll wait for them to come out on circuit. Almost Blue Racer, almost. Trying to take out Philo on the pit exit. Philo's gone for the softs. Looks like he's practice starting around backside of the Andretti hairpin. those starts. Don't do that off the line, Philo. Not unless you're trying to take out your competitors. Lock up. So again, will we see drivers opt for that medium tyre for stint 1? Right, I'm going to get myself in this lobby because it's just been reset. I know he said 10 minutes, but the last thing I want to do is miss the start of the race. It does make me have to put all this nonsense on every time it resets though. Stupid game. Everybody just sitting patiently. Why is nobody trying to take anybody else out or burn a set of tyres out? This is not normal, sensible mid-race shenanigans. What's happening? And we've only got 8 drivers. 9, 10 drivers. Okay. We should have 11. Who are we missing? Ace Killer. Ace Killer's not in the room at the minute. Oh, he's not on track anyway. Hit out lane then. This is where we saw Blue Racer try and take out Philo, but missed. Chase cam lap with Blue Racer then. There's turns 2 and 3 where we've seen a couple of drivers get it backwards, down towards turn 4, just running up the hill on the exit. That's where we caught Brinky and Jambu having a little bit of a intimate moment. Up the hill then, through this fast left-hander at the top. Again, just got to be careful you don't dip wheels on the sand on the way in or the way out. Towards the corkscrew, over to the left, let's run in to the right, and back over to the left, down the hill. Here, wheels actually coming off the floor for Blue Racer over there, managing to get the wheels spinning up. Second to last corner then. Tricky one, sand everywhere here at Laguna. Into this final corner, very slow that one. Oh, just picking up a little bit of gravel on the way out for Blue Racer, but there's a lap nonetheless. Going for the drivers out circuit as well. Racer back out, set of soft tyres on board for him. This all might change before the race starts, so don't count anything at the minute. Fat Pickle's also out, a set of soft tyres for him. Not far off getting underway then. Punani's out on track, he's got a set of soft tyres on. See if he can have a better race in race 2. Everybody out on the softs so far. Again, that might all change when the race actually starts. Elvio can make it around turn 1 without running himself off circuit. So everybody in the lobby now. We'll just wait for the... what's my fastest Nürburgring? Nordschleife only. Do you know what? Off the top of my head, I can't tell you the time. I can't tell you. It's quicker than you think, though. Because what I used to do with this man, Potter McPot, and this man, Ace Killer, Mart, and Potter McPot, is we'd go and play GT Sport or GT whatever, and we would only play Nordschleife, and we would only use the Mercedes GT3, and we would just put in lap times, just trying to beat each other's lap times. I can't remember what my time is. It's not too bad. It's respectable, let's put it like that. I know Nordschleife quite well. Behind the wheel, not been behind the wheel for what, a year, 2 years maybe. I did have a rig, but I flogged it because I just wasn't getting time to use it because of all the commentary. So it didn't happen. Right, here we go then. Race 2 about to get underway. Punani on pole position for this one then, not having the best race 1. So he'll lead us out. Fat Pickles in second. Wonder if Fat Pickles can get a run on Punani like Gecko Racer did on Elvio. Right, lights are on then. Race 2 is underway. Ooh, a little bit of sideways action from Punani. It is a decent start from Fat Pickles. Not enough to get him up the inside of Punani into turn 1 though. He's holding that defensive line. There's all sorts of concertinas happening. People are getting sent left, right and centre. I don't know who hit who. God, Gecko Racers sent himself backwards. It's all kicking off here. Fat Pickles, bro. What happened to Fat Pickles, bro? Oh my God. Don't know what happened there at the start of that race, but all sorts of things kicked off. I just saw concertinas everywhere. Mark then leading the race at the minute. Not sure what happened to Fat Pickles or Punani, to be honest. Maybe getting sent in that concertina at turn 1. Philo in second then. Blue Racer third. So started from the middle. Now he's here. Pressuring Philo for that position as well. He's up. Oh, has he got his nose up the inside into the corkscrew? Yes, he has, but not enough to make that stick. Pressured Philo though. Oh! Philo forces a tiny mistake on Blue Racer, just sort of pushes him a little bit wide. Blue Racer takes avoiding action. That allows Potter McPot to get through, but just for the lead of the race, Philo up the inside of Mart into that final corner. Let's get ourselves on. Mart then tucked back into the slipstream. He's got Potter McPot right behind him. Philo's gone a little bit defensive down towards the Andretti hairpin. Mart's looking to run around the outside here, get a better run on the way through. Potter's come in far too hot. What has happened here? I'm sure it was Potter came in far too hot. Somebody came in far too hot and took Martin out. It is now Philo leading, Elvio second, Potter third, Racer fourth, Jamboree fifth, Ace Killer sixth, Brinky seventh, Gecko Racer eighth, Punani in ninth. Pickles in 10th, Mart now a long way down, front end damage to contend with, 19.3 seconds down. Hard race for Mart then. Philo leads in the BMW, being chased by the second BMW of Elvio. Potter McPot in the Nissan in third. Racer fourth in the McLaren, fifth in the Mercedes for Jambu. 6th Ace Killer in another BMW. Ricky in the Lexus in the 7th. Gecko Racer in the Mercedes in 8th. Punani 9th. Another Mercedes. Another McLaren of Fat Pickles. Mart in the last Nissan. Sitting in 11th. 20.7 seconds down. Philo sitting third in the championship before tonight. Pressure from current championship leader LVO Tricks. Again, LVO having a great race one. Didn't start too well for him, but ended up fourth overall, even after starting from the back. Field stretching out already. Little packs of drivers having battles. Brinky under threat from Gecko Racer here. Lexus versus Mercedes for 7th and 8th. Punani in 9th, being closed up by Fat Pickles. Close that gap, 20.5 seconds still. LVO gets himself closer to Philo. Down towards turn 2. Into turn 3. Both of those BMWs staying pretty planted through there. Top 2 putting in a little bit of a gap then, 1.3 seconds over Potter in third. Close that gap on the top 5 at the minute, sitting in 6th. Philo still leading, just LVO Tricks keeping that pressure right on him, 0.3 of a second between these two. But no, Blue Racer goes off. He gets himself back on circuit, but that's going to slow him right down. Ace Killer's going to have a look for that position. Blue Racer will have dirty tyres as well. Ooh, gets a little wobble on through there. Help out Ace Killer, 0.5 back and closing as they come up towards turn 1. It's not going to be enough. Gives Ace Killer a look for that 4th position though. There's Jambu, he is closing up on these two. 0.9 of a second back. Ace Killer having a look up the inside through turn 1. That does give Blue Racer the inside edge through turn 2. Ace Killer to go. Jambu right on the back of this fight now. Just 0.5 of a second back. Tiny mistake from one of these two drivers in front. Jambu's going to seize on that opportunity. Killer not having a good line through there, puts himself under pressure from Jambu. Jambu just gets past cleanly. What happened to Ace Killer? He just turned in a little bit too early on that turn 5. There's Jambu through into 5th. Hunting down Blue Racer then in 4th. There's Ace Killer in 6th. Gecko's got himself past Brinky into 7th. He's now chasing down Ace Killer. Brinky just a second back in 8th. There is Fat Pickles in 9th. 5 seconds down, another 14 seconds back, 15 seconds now is Punani. Mart has somebody to chase, 4.9 seconds in front is Punani. He won't be able to be happy with race 2 though. He got sent properly in turn 1, massive grey concertina. Again, no idea what happened there, just drivers getting sent all over the place. BMWs neck and neck still. Potter McPot doing everything he can to hang on to these two. 1.2 seconds back in the Nissan. When do we see LVO make a move? Well, he tried to outsmart Philo in the pits. Still just 0.3 of a second between these two. 2/10 on that lap. Board with race championship leader LVO, chasing down race leader Philo. Has a little look up the inside. Gets himself through. Can Philo get his way back up the inside? All contact between the two. Just slows down LVO enough for Philo to get back through. Oh, both drivers getting a wobble on there. There you go. There's the danger of that sand. Risking those tighter lines. Oh, Philo again. Wheel on the sand. It's not helped Potter out any. He's still 1.3 seconds behind these two, even with them battling. Racer kicking up the sand through there as well. Trying to move into that 5th position. Killer in 6th, Gecko Racer bringing that gap right down, 1.1 seconds then. Purple sectors all over the place for Gecko. Brinky falls back 4.8 seconds, Fat Pickles 3.6 seconds back. Starting to close back up on Brinky then. Punani 20 seconds back. Oh, looks like Mark's had another mistake. He was 5 seconds back from Punani. He's now 13.4. BMW's neck and neck still as we hit lap 8 of 29. More tyre wear going on Philo's BMW than there is LVO's. Let's just have a flick and look at fuel. There's a tiny bit more fuel on board for LVO as well, I think. Yeah, Philo's got a little bit less. LVO might be able to stick in another lap above Philo. Philo's got to be careful. Of a tiny bit of time over LVO. That gap stretches up 2.7 of a second. What are we going to see tyre wise? What are we going to see hit wise? When are they going to come in? Looks like they'll be able to run these tyres down to the bone on the fuel they've got. Just do a single stop. See what happens. Ultimate Pot then loses a bit more time in that 3rd position. The gap stretches to 2 seconds. Blue Racer keeps himself 2 seconds behind Potter as well. Ace Killer gets a little bit sideways through turn 1. That's going to put him under all sorts of pressure from Gecko. Jambu nearly sticks it in the sand. Gecko right behind Ace Killer then. Let's get ourselves on a little bit of this view. Can Gecko get a move on Ace Killer into the corkscrew? I don't think he's quite close enough. He needs to be bolted right onto the back of Ace Killer as they run up the hill. Behind him. No big long straights really, the start finish straight being the longest one, and that itself is not the best place for overtaking. Sling one up the inside of turn 1. A little bit deep there for Ace Killer. Does that give Gecko a run on him down towards turn 1? Ace Killer going defensive down here. Ace Killer has Gecko has a little look. Gets his nose up the inside of Ace Killer. Ace Killer looking to run around the outside of him though. It's not worked. Ace Killer drops to 6th then. Gecko into 7th. Jambu just on the back end of this fight as well. So Ace Killer's just got to be a little bit careful. And now up front we have 1.9 seconds to Blue Racer in front. Pot just a couple of seconds in front of him as well. There's Potter just running up the hill, and the 2 BMWs, oh, neck and neck they were. Philo, he hangs on to that one by the absolute. No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. His dirty tyres have stopped him braking, coming into the corkscrew. Elvio fires his way through then into first. Potter McPot brings himself back into attacking range of Philo as well. His tyres are looking pretty beaten up though. Got a little sliver of life left in those. We're on lap 10 of 29. Potter McPot right on the back end of Philo though as we exit that final corner. Closes up down towards turn 1. Is it going to be enough? Can he get his nose up the inside here? Looking to run around the outside. It's not going to work. Philo gets the run. Potter Pot keeps himself right in, but now he gets the opportunity up into turn 2, just up the inside. Feather in the throttle through there, both drivers. Potter then into second position as we come through turn 3. Oh, Philo gets a drift on through there. Great bit of camera angle. See that. Almost contact between the two. Another little wobble on there for Philo. Struggling with the back end of this BMW. Potter McPot now got 2.9 seconds to try and chase down Gecko in front. There he is, just hitting the corkscrew. Elvio, that mistake from Philo. Running a bit quickly through turn 5. Put him on the sand. He wasn't able to break into the corkscrew. That allowed Elvio through. Potter as well, just managing to work his way past. Philo with all the work to do. Blue Racer right behind him. Gecko Racer tucked onto the back of this fight as well. Just 0.6 of a second back. We saw a good result from Elvio in the first race when he started from the back of the pack. Gecko's already up into 5th. We're only about a third of the way through this one. No, we're not. We're about just under halfway through this one. Holding 6th, but lost a lot of time to Gecko. He's under pressure from Jambu here for this 6th position. Jambu just 0.3 of a second behind him. Front right absolutely blown out on the BMW though. Jambu's got loads of life left in his tyres. Berghart liveried Mercedes. Oh, Ace Killer, that broken tyres cost him. Wasn't able to take the speed through that corner. Jambu gets that position off him then. Ace Killer drops down to 7th. Oh, we're going to see Ace Killer drop himself in the pits this lap. Oof, another wobble there. The top 5 have come in yet. They are only a corner in front. Ace Killer doesn't come in the pits then. He's going to risk it for a biscuit for another lap. Look at the gap that Jambo's already pulled out on him. Lap 13 of 29 then. Ace Killer drops down to 7th. Fat Pickles is in 8th. Brinky 9th. Punani in 10th. Mark right behind him though. Loads of tyres left on the Mercedes. Front right of the Nissan looking a bit worn. Can Mark get this position off of Punani? To that final corner. He's in slipstream range, Mart. He's I don't know whether he's running quick enough to get that position into turn 1. Goes a little bit defensive. Mark takes a different line through there to try and get a run on Punani down towards turn 2. Still not quite close enough yet. But closing up. Elvio then up front, 6.1 second lead. Philo's got himself past Potter McPot. Potter's thrown himself in the pits. His tyres are absolutely gone now then. Blue Racer into 3rd position right behind Philo. Gecko Racer stays out on his tyres. He's got a fair bit of life left in those. Jambu as well stops out for another lap. Potter McPot in this time. Fat Pickles is still out as well. He misses the pit entrance, so he's coming around for another lap. Brinky's got plenty of fuel on. Let's see whether he comes in the pits. The tyre's looking a bit worn out. He might opt for another lap. He does. Mart is past Punani. Oh, it looks like Punani might have made a mistake. 11.2 seconds down. Just catches it wrong through the corkscrew as well. Potomac Pot just gets released. Brinky goes through then. And nobody else stopped, just Potter for the time being. Another set of racing softs. I expect he'll be running these to the absolute end of this race now. Martin 10th again, still not stopped. Punani 11th. He also hasn't stopped. Elvio race leader in the pits this lap though. Philo. He comes in this lap. Blue Racer stays out. Gecko Racer's come in this lap as well. He's right behind Blue Racer and Philo at the time when he came in. Jambu in. Ace Killer in. Fat Pickles might opt for another lap here as well. I think he's got plenty of life in those tyres. And he does stop out for another one. Brinky 8th, Potomac Pot right behind him now in that 9th position, but with fresh tyres. Mark 10th, 14.9 seconds down from Potter. Putting loads of time ahead of Punani, though, 17.4 seconds ahead of the 11th place driver. And Blue Racer now leads the race then. Elvio still in the pits. Oh, he gets released now. Okay. Wow, 40-second pit stops. Wow. So that puts, let's just have a look. Blue Racer, when he comes in the pits, might just slot himself into 3rd position here. We'll see in a second. Fat Pickles towards the corkscrew. Pretty long has Fat Pickles. Full 15 laps on those softs, but again they're still looking pretty decent compared to everyone else's. The Nissans have blown theirs out very quickly. In the pits he comes this lap then. So Blue Racer, oh, he only just hits his pit mark now. Oof. Yeah, it's a long old pit, so maybe he won't end up in 3rd then. Elvio starts lap 16. Fresh set of soft tyres on board. Potomac Pot takes 2nd position. Blue Racer getting released now. Oh, let's have a look. Let's have a look. Where does he come out? Might come out in 3rd. He does come out in 3rd, just in front of Philo. Brand new super soft fresh set of tyres, not super soft but soft. Got Philo behind him on a lap older set of tyres. As well, fresh set on for Gecko. Has everyone changed now? Ace Killer. Fat Pickles just being released. Brinky's come out on a fresh set. Mart's out on a fresh set, and Punani. Everybody stop now then. Leads the race. Potomac Pot 2nd, 5.4 seconds down. Blue Racer was going to be 3rd. Gets a wobble on through turn 5, and that's allowed Philo to go through. He's getting a little bit loose with that McLaren. 4th place for him in a minute. Jambu 5th. Gecko Racer in 6th position. Ace Killer 7th. Fat Pickles in 8th, Brinky in 9th, Mart in 10th, and Punani 11th. Great big lead at the minute for Elvio, 5.6 seconds over Potter. Potter getting a wobble on through the Andretti. Keeps hold of it. Loses a tiny bit of time to oh no, he doesn't actually. He gains a little bit of time on Elvio. Maybe Elvio made a little mistake through one of these corners as well. Potter does have Punani to get past. I'm sure that won't be any kind of trouble. Punani's not going to hold him up in any way. Philo then up into 3rd position. That slight mistake from Blue Racer costing him that position. He's now 1.2 seconds behind the BMW. Jambu and Gecko Racer chasing him down as well. 2 Mercedes. Oh, no he hasn't. Punani's got it wrong through turn 5. He's now sideways on circuit. Now can Jambu defend from Gecko? Mercedes versus Mercedes for 5th and 6th. On here, just accelerating down this start-finish straight. He's already got himself on the inside of Jambu. He'll easily get 5th off him now. Hard on the brakes for these two. Gecko holding that inside line, obviously the shorter way around the circuit. He gets himself into 5th. Jambu now, the chase car, needs to stick in the slipstream of Gecko. Let himself get dragged down these straights. Killer 4.9 seconds down. A little bit of wear showing on his tyres already. Pickles in 8th, 15.3 seconds down. Brinky another 21.5 seconds back. Mart 14.6 seconds behind Brinky. Punani not having a great second race here either. 43, nearly 44 seconds behind Mart. Not liking Laguna Seca at all then for Punani. Still finding plenty of time here though, LVO 6.5 seconds over Potter. Potter holding 2.1 seconds over Philo. Will Philo be able to close that gap down? Tyre wear looking a bit worse on the Nissans again. That work into Philo's hands. 2.5 seconds down at the minute. Blue Racer keeps himself right in check though, just 0.8 of a second behind Philo. Just waiting for that little mistake. Gecko then gets himself past the Jambu we saw happen previous into turn 1. Jambu has managed to stick with Gecko for the time being. Both of these Mercedes drivers closing up on Blue Racer in front. Killer's found a couple of tenths as well in the BMW. Whether it's enough. Oh, Fat Pickles gets a wobble on through turn 2. Holds on to it though. Brinky through the Andretti. Having a bit of a lowly race at the minute. He's got 22.5 seconds in front of Fat Pickles. 10 seconds back to Mart. Looks like Mart is closing the gap down on him though. Yellow flag's just being thrown up for Punani, who's taking his time. Oh, he's got rear end damage. He has just been off circuit again then, Punani, unfortunately. Mart coming up behind him. Punani staying out of the way. He's given up on this one as well then, Punani, really just racing his own race. LVO still pulling time, 6.9 seconds over Potter. Potter is slowly but surely falling into the hands of Philo. That gap down to 1.6 seconds. Racer dropped off the back a tiny bit. That's now 1.4 seconds, the gap between himself and Philo. That's all about Gecko. Can Gecko close back up? 3.4 seconds down. Jambu's done something wrong. He's now in 7th position. Ace Killer's managed to get past him. Ace Killer into 6th then. Jambu's a long way down as well, 8 seconds. Fat Pickles in 8th then. 8 seconds behind Jambu. Brinky another 23 seconds back. March is definitely bringing that time down. It's down to 8.9 seconds. About a second and a half it's taken out of Brinky. And Punani just racing his own race, trying to keep it on circuit, I think. He's got faster drivers coming up behind him. So we might see him do the same thing again here. Here's race leader actually coming up behind him. He'll get through this corner before LVO catches up. He just stays out of the way. Look, that's some great bit of race etiquette there by Punani. Just stays out of the way, allows the faster drivers to come through. That's what we want to see, that kind of respect on track. Thank you, Punani. He just allows LVO Tricks race leader through then. 8.1 seconds lead he's now got over Potter McPotts. That BMW finding its feet here at Laguna Seca. As is the third place BMW of Philo. He's managed to get that gap down from a 1.6 down to a second between himself and Potter. Blue Racer is just hanging on to this one, 1.4 seconds behind, I say, as he drifts around the corner and gains 2/10. Philo then looking to get second position off of Potter. Lap 22 of 29. Nissan's tyres are going to be in absolute bits by the end of this race. Plenty of life left in Philo's. And then Blue Racer again finds a little bit of time, closes back up on Gecko, gets that down to less than a second. Which puts him in prime position. If he's closing up on Philo, it means he's closing up on Potter, so he could be on for a podium position here. Racer's not really been able to close the gap back up. That was 3.4 the last time we checked. It is still 3.4. Keep an eye on that though. Race still got 7 laps to go, or 6.5 now. Nice Killer in 6th then. Almost 8 seconds either side of him. Jambu in 7th. Gaps either side of him as well for Fat Pickles, the same for Brinky. Same for Mart, he now has race leader coming up behind him. 15.3 seconds behind Brinky. Risking it on the sand again. Potter McPott hanging on to second place by the skin of his teeth. Oh, not too far. He's got Philo right behind him. He's got a Blue Racer right behind him as well. All sorts of engine braking to try not to take these tyres out too much. Holds on to this second for the time being. Philo just keeps himself half a second back. Blue Racer though just 0.3 back from Philo as well. Philo had a little look up the inside there, but Potter was aware of it. They are absolutely neck and neck though as they come out of that final corner. Oh, sorry about that. It does that when it hits bridges. Philo has a look up the inside through turn 1. He's left the door wide open as well. Potter, Blue Racer's going to have a run on him. Potter holds that line though down towards turn 2. He even has a little look back on Philo through there. Didn't work out for him. Blue Racer though threatening for that third position off of Potter. Potter doing everything he can to stick with Philo here though. There with him, no opportunities for Blue Racer at the minute. If Potter's getting the toe off of Philo, it won't be benefiting Blue Racer at all. Nissan really struggling here to break grip, falling away from it. Hanging on to third at the minute, Potter, but again Blue Racer looking pretty dangerous behind him. Already having a look at the inside into this final corner. Should be able to get a run on Potter if he can get his nose up the inside. Defensive down into turn one. Blue Racer looking to run around the outside here. It's not worked out. Potter's driven that well. He's held on to it. Blue Racer went for the fake. It's not worked. Has he managed to get him through turn two? No, he hasn't. Down towards turn three. Still no choice. Piling the pressure on then. Blue Racer. Having to go defensive. It's just costing him in his race against Philo. Philo starting to stretch his legs. Blue Racer really pressing this McLaren, trying to take that position off of Potter. But this has allowed this man, Gecko Racer, to close right up. Less than a second, he's off this fight. So all of these drivers could be under pressure now. Struggling on his tyres. Blue Racer struggling to get past him. Might just work out in Gecko's favour here. Nobody's able to catch LVO Tricks though. This man is 12.2 seconds up the road. Fastest lap on board as well. Pole position. Philo's second. He's got himself a second between him and Potter. Racer still bolted onto the back end of him, looking for a way past. Gecko Racer as well, just looking for any opportunity to get past these two. Come on board with Gecko. Look at this chasing pair, fighting pair. See if Gecko can make any kind of move through the pair of them. Racer still not quite the acceleration to get his way past Potter. Oh, now he might have. Potter's got very defensive as he runs up the hill towards the corkscrew. Nowhere for Blue Racer to go. Now, that's a great move by Blue Racer. Up the inside on the way out of the corkscrew. Gets himself through into third. Potter McPot fourth. But look at this, Gecko Racer now bolted onto the back end of the great big yellow Nissan. Might have a run down towards turn one here if he can get the exit right. Potter gets a good pull out of that final corner. Gecko Racer might have to wait for another lap. A little bit deep, nowhere for Gecko to go though. Everybody's tyres starting to struggle. Right, let's have a run through the order. Lap 27 of 29. LVO Tricks leads by pretty much 13 seconds. Philo in second position, now being chased down by Blue Racer, just a second behind him in third. Potter hanging on to fourth, but not anymore. Gecko slings one up the inside through turn four. Easily done. Gecko through to fourth, then Potter McPot fifth. Tyres absolutely blown out on the Nissan front right, gone. That's what's costing him. Ace Killer in sixth, then 11.2 seconds back. Jambu another 8.7 seconds back in seventh. Fat Pickles in eighth, another 12 seconds back. Brinky 23.5 seconds back in ninth. Mart another 41 seconds down. Not had a great race in race two as Mart. In 11th, staying out of the way again, just allowing Mark to come through. I think almost, has he? Nope. Now he has. But this man has absolutely stomped race two. Started from near the back of the pack, didn't start from the very back of the pack for race two, but pushed his way to the front. Again, there was a bit of chaos in turn one in laps 1 and 2. racer that came off worst in lap 1 incident. Unfortunately, it was Mark Punani, I think, and Fat Pickles that came off worst in the lap 2 incident, or the end of lap 1. Still chasing for second then. Gecko still looking for anything better than fourth. One more lap to go. Everybody's starting to show a little bit of stress in terms of fuel and tyres. Philo then under threat, that gap down to 0.4 of a second. Tyres on the McLaren looking a lot better than the BMW. Mercedes not looking too bad either, but this is going to be it. This is going to be last lap then. Again, without Elvio getting transported to a different dimension, he's pretty much taking the win here tonight. Philo hanging on to second for the time being. Blue Racer hanging on to third for the time being. Gecko Racer looking for either or both of those positions. Thank you very much. Nobody's able to make a move on anybody else yet. It's going to be down towards the corkscrew, if anywhere. Blue Racer gets a right toe out of there. He's all over the back end of Philo as we come up towards the corkscrew. He's had to back off though. Nowhere through. Can he get himself around the outside like he did on Potter? No, he can't. So we'll jump on board with race leader Elvio. He just rounds that final turn. He's coming up towards the line then. Confident win in race 2 for Elvio. 14.2 seconds up the road. Oh! Philo's going to take second. I don't know who's going to take third. Oh, it is going to be Blue Racer by the skin of his teeth. Philo takes second. Blue Racer takes third. Oh, Gecko vying for the position, but ran out of fuel. Ends up fourth. Potter takes fifth. He's also out of fuel. Ace Killer up towards the line. He's pretty much out of oil. He is out of fuel now. He takes sixth. Jambu takes 7th. Fat Pickles takes 8th. Brinky takes 9th. Mark takes 10th. And Punani takes 11th. Most drivers ran out of fuel pretty much. Fat Pickles still got a little bit on board. Brinky got loads of fuel on board. Go and do a couple more laps. As Mark crosses the line, he still had fuel on board, and Punani also had a little bit of fuel on board. But it's all about this man tonight. Great race 1. Not a great start. Again, he got pushed to the back, but ended up 4th from the back. And then here he is up front in this one, 14.3 seconds ahead of Philo in the end. Yeah, it was some good racing. The Nissans just don't seem to have the tyres to be able to firm it against the rest of these. Thank you, Kekwu. Great race and commentary. Thanks. There we go. More points on the board for Elvio. That'll stretch his race lead out up front. His championship lead. Official results then. Elvio taking the win. Philo second. Blue Racer third. Is that your best result, Blue Racer? I can imagine. Yeah, I'm literally out of breath from attack and defend at the same time. Yes, I can imagine. It's a tough old game behind the wheel when you're pressing for positions but trying to defend as well. Very lucky on that final corner. I thought Gecko had got you after the mistake on the corner before, but he ran out of fuel, luckily for you. So yeah, Elvio takes the win. Philo second, Blue Racer third, Gecko Racer fourth, Potter McPot fifth, Ace Killer sixth, Jambu seventh, Fat Pickles in eighth, Brinky ninth, Mart in 10th, and Punani 11th. Official results done and dusted. So that's it for tonight. A little bit early because we didn't have the qualifying, obviously with the lobbies going wrong last week. We used qualifying from last week, hence why no qualifying, so we will finish a little bit earlier. So that's it from tonight. I am back on Friday night for the GT3 that's at 9 o'clock, and then Sunday night at 9 o'clock as well for the P1RC's multi-class league. That's GR3s and GR4s. The GT3 on Fridays is just GR4s. And then back same time, same place next week for... oh no, we're not back next week. We're not back next week. We've got a week off. It's the summer break next week, or the mid-season break next week. So join us in 2 weeks on Wednesday for the Nords. Oof. Some people love it. Some people hate it. I love it. I love watching it. I love commentating it. I love racing it. It's great. So that's what you've got coming up in 2 weeks' time. Again, I am still here for Fridays for the GT3 and Sundays for the P1 Multiclass. 2 weeks' time for the next Team Oliver Racing race. Other than that, people, I hope you've liked what you've watched. If you have, give it a like, comment, subscribe, all that sort of stuff. But most of all, tell your mates, tell your mums. My name's Dark Smoker. I'm out of here.